Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of A Dairyman's Diary. My name is Will, and you join me here on GWENDWR as we try and get everything tidied up today from our first cut silage, which is all done. And we're going to have a look at the pit in just a second, but right now we're just trying to, well, we're going to lift that up again actually so we can see. We're going to park this silage trailer up because we're done with it for now. And I don't want to hit my other one, which I'm about to. The silage trailers are notoriously difficult to try and back up at times, so we just... lots of blind spots, so that makes it a little bit easier. And we'll just unhook that there and we're good to go. So yeah, we got finished yesterday. Yesterday afternoon we kind of wrapped up all of the silage, which is fantastic. Very happy about that. And now what we're going to do, we've got a few things to do, but we're going to start by quickly getting some nitrogen and potash put down onto the ground, onto the grassland we just lifted, because, well, we're going to try and get that spread, and we want a second cut off there soon, so that needs to hurry up and kick on a bit. So that's what the New Holland is doing there. So we'll get into the JCB and we'll take control of that. But yeah, we're just going to park the Massey here for now. We don't need that anymore, and we'll get out. So yeah, we got it all done. We need to clean the cattle up there today as well, actually. And yeah, as you can see, the pit is probably about half full. We got a good amount in there actually. There's probably best part of 100 acres, which is a little bit more than we usually do. And so we're doing all right. We're going to be making a second cut, which will probably be silage bales, and then we've got some hay to do as well. So at Dad's land, the grassland over by Dad's farm there, he always bales us up anyway. He has a an old round baler and a wrapper, so he'll be round baling those for us, and I'll do most of the work. I'll do all the mowing and the raking, and he'll do the baling, and I buy all the wrapping, really. So that'll be good for that. And then if we walk down the side here, I've actually got one of the grain stores has some fertilizer in it at the moment. This one at the end here. So we're going to come and use that, and we'll get our fertilizer spinner filled up there so we can get out and we can get this all going, really. This little hard stand here, we're going to be stacking silage bales in this year as soon as we can, so that's going to get pretty full pretty quickly. So yeah, that should all be good. But yeah, the silage went well, forage is all in there, so that's great to see, and we can move on now and we can get the rest of it done. Start to think about focusing towards the second cut and then the hay as well, so that'll be important. Ideally, I'd love to be able to put some slurry down on this ground, but I just don't have any. The cattle aren't producing much because they're outside a lot more these days in the summer, so there's not as much in the shed, so it takes us an awful lot longer to get any. That being said, we've got this fertilizer to hand anyway, so we'll get this used, get this chucked down, and the grass needs something to give it a bit of a boost to come back with. And we shall get this done. So I hope you're all doing very well today. I hope you've all had a great week and the weather has been kind to you. It's been great for me so far, I must say. We're very lucky to get that silage in without any issues. And yeah, hopefully I can do a little bit of rain over the weekend. We probably won't be cutting anything down until Monday. So if we can get a little bit of rain tomorrow maybe to wash this fertilizer in, just a touch, and then that'll be ideal. And we can take it from there. Corner we go. So I need to go and get my little knife I use for this. We'll get this unloaded and then we'll get ourselves on our way. Well, it's not quite full, but it's close enough there, so we'll get that buttoned up. And then I'll tell you what we'll do before we go any further. We'll just get another couple of bags, get those stuck onto the forks, and we can be good. We did have some bad news with the forage harvester over the weekend, or over the last week there. It started to put out some really bad bluey grey smoke at times as we're working there, which would lead me to think we've got a problem with the head gasket on the forager. So we finished up what we could, and then when we noticed that actually it was not on day one, it was on midway through day two when it was a bit lighter, a bit more sunshine, so we could actually see what was going on there. So that's something that's a concern. We're going to have to see how that looks. And well, yeah, we'll see. Dad, if we can get some time, he's going to have a look at it on this workshop down at his place. But it doesn't look all too promising, if I'm honest, so we need to think about that one. But we will just park this somewhere out the way here, I think. Let's just put this here. And then we'll come back to that. We'll need those in a little bit, no doubt, so we'll just get this shut up. There we go. Excellent stuff, and we will go. So, as you may remember, we've got a few fields to crack on with here. So it's all of the fields that we cut. Now we did leave, we're going to go right the way down to the far ground. I think we'll start at the far end and work our way back. We did leave quite a few, a little chunk of grass in one last field there that we're going to mow down for hay, I think. Just to make sure we have enough hay and keep it kicked up there, because we know we're going to bale a lot of silage, so and we've got a lot in the pit as well, so we'll go and see that bit first. There's a little chunk left there, which we'll probably get mowed down actually next week. As soon as we've got Dad's stuff mowed down, we can swing over there and we should be able to get that done as well, which will be ideal if we can do that. And yeah, we also need to go and pick up we left our rollers, our silage roller or grass roller in a field that we need to go and pick up and bring that back over. So lots to do still. I'm trying to buy a sprayer still. I'm hoping to go and see one next week, and that should be good to go, because yeah, I'm sick of contracting in the spray. Our crops are going to need another round. I think we're going to be on T2s coming up shortly, so they really need looking after. And I'm a little bit fed up of paying somebody else to do that, if I'm honest. So we'll have a look at that one. But yeah, we'll come into here. As you can see, we've got most of this field cleared. And all we'll do is we'll get this spread. And there we go. Get a little bit more pace. We will bring in the GPS for here as well. We'll get that one set up as soon as we've gone around the headland, and then we can get this applied. So there's, like I say, there's 3 fields in this block to do, and then there's another one over there that we can have a look into as well. But yeah, shouldn't take us too long to do. We'll get these all rattled out, and then we can move on to something else with a little bit different, a little bit more interesting maybe. But as you can see there, yeah, we've got everything set up to work, and it's all coming through our in-car computer here. We have Vari-Width application, so that all kind of monitors and controls the output of how much fertilizer we have going out there at any given time. Our soils are all tested, particularly our grassland, because we want to make sure we get the best quality grass out as we can. Hence the reason why we do a lot of reseeding. So what we tend to do is have this all tested annually, just so we can keep on top of the pH levels in the grassland, and just so we know exactly how much of a certain product we're applying in a certain space. So what we're going to do, let's just get that set up here. Great thing with Vari-Width and the auto and GPS control is it knows where we've already been, and it knows what we've spread on already, so it kind of controls how far and how wide the spreader will spray, so it doesn't also overlap onto ground that's already covered, which is really a very fantastically smart idea, really. And it really has, from a farm operation output standpoint, really improved our efficiencies really on the farm. I was really trying to force through bringing GPS in for a while, particularly when there was the takeover of the land from Dad to myself, really, so it was really something I was adamant for. And yeah, it's proven out to pay dividends at the moment, so we'll definitely be continuing this, and any new tractor we buy as well, it will come with GPS as standard, that's for sure. But the fields aren't the biggest here, so they don't take us too long to cover, so we'll keep rumbling on here, and then we'll probably go into these other 2 fields, and then yeah, we'll be good to go. So what we'll likely do here is I'll finish these off, get this one done, and these 2 gateways here, and then we'll come back to you once we get those rattled out. Alright then folks, just like that we are done for this little block of land in the corner here, so we will just take this back up to the yard, and then what we're actually going to do is we're going to hook the spreader off here. We'll get the rest of it finished up sooner rather than later. I want to go and put retrieve a set of rolls of ours, and I want to bring them back to the yard. We used them on this land in the early spring before the grass grew too long. We used it to roll the grass. They're a relatively new set of rollers, but I wanted to bring them back and just get them cleaned up a little bit. You can just see them peeking over the top of the hedge there, actually. But we'll go and get those. We need to go and, like I say, chuck off the spreader, and we'll bring those back over. They're a pretty hefty set of rollers, I must say. But they do a cracking job. So we'll bring those things back over, we'll get them all into the workshop and get those serviced up there. And then yeah, we might even get them used as a bit of land that was a little bit bumpy actually. Some of the fields were a bit wet when we put some fertilizer down in the spring. So as a result when we were driving over before, they were a little bit bumpy, so I wanted to see if we can kind of run down some of these gateways really, typically. But we'll have a look at that. And then we need to put the Massey back onto the mowers because, yeah, I'm going to be going over to cut some of Dad's land down tomorrow. So we'll go and run that over there. I wouldn't be surprised if I just take the tractor over to him actually and leave it with him. He's quite keen just to sit there and do his own work, so if he wants to do it, it's better than me. And so we might do that. What I think I'll likely do actually tomorrow is run the tractor over there and then bring the combine back here so we can get the combine raring, ready to go. Although I suppose I might service it down there. Anyway, we'll think about that one when it comes to it. But for now, yeah, we're just going to go and run back over to the shed, drop this off, go and pick up the rollers, and then, yeah, we can have a look at those, and I'll show you that it's a very impressive bit of kit. For a set of silage rollers, it's mightily beastly. Gone are the days of the old Graze roller that we used to have when I was a lad starting out in the tractor. It's all a lot bigger now. So well, there we go, but that's the way modern technology and modern equipment goes, I suppose, and that's what I always end up doing, is marveling at the size of the new equipment. But what can you do? I've got a friend of mine who's recently, he's a big arable farmer, recently upgraded to a FS17, and he very proudly showed it off to me. My word, is it a big tractor, big combine, heavens. Staggering when you see it up close, just how big it is, absolutely staggering. We'll just stick this back in where we found it for now. That's excellent. And we'll get this all equipped and kitted up, ready to go. So I hope you're all doing very well anyway. I'm sure I have asked, but I do like to make sure that everyone is in a good place, enjoying my videos, and it's great to hear that you are and what you're working on. If you do happen to be working in the area, do drop us a line, drop us a comment, let us know what you're getting up to. Hey, and if you're even in the region and you see me in the field, give me a wave. I'll always beat my horn at you. But yeah, it's lovely to kind of see all these nice comments coming through from everybody as well. I really do like to get to know where everybody's watching from. We're going to head up and pick up these rollers here. We'll go a little bit quicker now. It's not quite as back end heavy. This New Holland is, I do love the variable transmission on here. Is a real pleasure to drive sometimes. All you need to do is simply push the joystick forward. The further forward you push it, the faster we go, and to slow down you just pull it back, and then once we've stopped, if you keep holding the joystick back, we'll go in reverse. So this is the local sawmill up here, the timber mill. This is where we left our brook. This technically here, this bit of grass is our land as it goes, but we left it open for the forestry access. And yeah, we're going to pick up our hulkingly big set of rollers, really. So the first thing you notice is look at all the electronics involved. So we have two sets of hydraulics coming through here. We have our road lights as well, but then we also have our ice bus cable, which means we can link this up to the computer in the cab, so that can control the seed box and the distribution. As the eagle-eyed amongst you will tell there, we do even have a seed box in the middle of our hopper, so this can drill grass seeds for us as well. So we have two grass seed drills really, which we use prominently each year. And so this one, if we just get back in, what we'll do, we'll just lift this up in the hydraulics, so that lifts up the back wheels, and we can pull ourselves forward a little bit here. Yeah, these are a really heavy, brutish bit of equipment here. Comes in, I think, about 7 meters wide, thereabouts, 7.5 maybe. But yeah, as you see, so we have the road tines on the front. Now what they do is they pull out any of the dead grass, really. Pull out any of the dead grass which will rot away and kind of allow for the good grass to grow through. And then the rollers here, to be honest, could do a little bit of a clean. They work in several functions. First of all, if there are any stones on the surface, they can bury those down out of the way of any of the implements. They capture moisture, keep the moisture in the ground there when required. But the main thing they do from a grass perspective is they snap the grass stems. And by snapping the grass stems, what that means is they allow for the grass kind of reacts to that, grows thicker, grows stronger, and really encourages good grass growth. So if you do that, it means you're more likely to get a thicker, proper grass. And I believe it also enhances the proteins in the grass as a result as well. But yes, that's why we use that one. That allows us to really benefit without having to use as much in terms of fertilizer. Keep our costs down there. But as you can see, we bought this last year, and it's a hulking piece of kit. It's really, really big. It massively increased our output as well, because we were very much reliant upon, we had an old set of graze roller, an old 10-foot wide graze roller, so that was a very slow procedure. Now, if I think I have this set up to that one, so we do that, and down it goes. Goes to one side, that settles, and then the next side goes down as well. You can fill these up with water as well. You can fill up the drums with water to give that added weight. You can also fill up the seed hopper, obviously. But yeah, that gives you plenty of pressure on the ground, depending upon your conditions. So we need to take that back to the yard to do that. But ultimately, yeah, it's a very nice big bit of kit. It's worked us. It's been very good to us last year, and yeah, it'll get even more use this time. We also do have just the tine harrows as well, which work in the same respect, but they don't. They only kind of preserve the grass and clean out any of the dead grass, really. Oh, let's get that shut as well, I suppose. Like my dad keeps telling me, the machinery these days is growing bigger and bigger, and he's definitely got a point. But yeah, we'll take this one back to the yard. We might wash it over today, we may not, we'll see. To be honest, I don't think we'll be using it straight away. I just want to get it gathered in, actually. I like to keep all my machines close by, and it's something that kind of just got forgotten about up there and left, and then when we were up here lifting silage, I caught my eye again, so I thought, you know what, we'll just bring that back in, get it out of the way, keep it safe and sound. Alright then, so for now, I have had the old boss man on the phone, and he's wanting to know when I'm going to bring over the rollers, so I guess that means we're going, or the mowers, I guess that means we're going to take the mowers over to Dad's yard. Keep him happy, I suppose. So we'll go and hook up the Massey, and we'll take that over, my beloved Massey. I do love this machine. I'm not sure which model we'll replace this with. Definitely keep with the Massey, I think, but I'll definitely miss this one when it goes. Okay, so we'll just spin up the mower. We'll pick the middle one. Excellent stuff. So then, we're going to rumble over to the yard with, to Dad's yard with this tractor and mower here. He'll give us a lift back and we get cracking on. At this stage though, I think we'll call it a day here and we'll get rolling, really. So thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Simulation for the Nation for more from myself, Will, and many other series that he has rumbling on. Some of them are really good there, actually, I find, so it's great to go and watch those if you can. And we will see you next time. So until then, do stay safe, enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.